Hello and welcome to a short movement guide of Peaks of Yore. This video is highly inspired by Mr. Gringus's old video as well as Partly Cloudy's new video, which goes into much more depth than I'm going to go into here today. Both of those are worth checking out, but I think that I can get you climbing up peaks super fast in less than 3 minutes. So I'm going to try to do that. So quickly, there are 4 main movement mechanics in Peaks of Yore. There is jumping, or this is the same as pulling on a hold. There is crampons, which is a kick off the wall that looks like this. They look very similar. There's also swinging, which we'll call left and right movement, or backwards and forwards movement. A backwards swing just kind of looks like that. I'm just holding S and space here. And then the final one is hand spam. So when you jump in the air, you can do this. You can see that when you extend your hands, you slow down a little bit. And when you actually combine this with something else, you're actually adding that momentum in. Peaks of Yore is a momentum-based game, which means that anything you can do to increase your speed will help you. Gravity is constantly fighting against you due to some gimmicks of the Unity engine, so the best way for you to climb the wall is to just combine everything at once. So that's what this looks like. Now, that's all fun and good, but what did I actually just do there to fly up the mountain? I'm going to give you some very quick practice routines to be able to do this. The first that I'm going to say is a default crampon jump is feathering, crampon, then space. So that is very quick succession, and that looks like this. You can already get a good amount of height doing that, but if you combine a hand spam at the very start, you're going to go even higher. And if you throw in a second hand spam, you're going to go even higher than that. Once you have this first movement in hand, you actually get 3 crampons before the game gives you a failed crampon. And with each additional crampon, the optimal timing for this is about 1 crampon every second. You can do an additional 2 hand spams to get as much momentum as possible. So it's a singular crampon, second crampon, third crampon. And then you get a little bit more height with the failed crampon. That was that scraping sound. But for the most part, you're trying to do things in 3 crampons. You can go slightly faster than 2 hand spams a second. The actual number for this is 90 BPM. And you're just going to go so much higher with 90 BPM than with 2 hand spams a second. But 2 hand spams a second is good enough to do pretty much every skip in the game that actually makes the game easier. You really only need the 90 BPM for when you're doing the like crazy speedrun routes that you might see where people literally like fly up the mountain. But I'll be releasing a Psalm Tempest video as well that you will just be able to do the 2 hand spams per second to climb that mountain. So don't worry too much about practicing the 90 BPM. So once you have this crampon movement down where you do crampon, hand spam, what you can do is combine that into your swings. Swings is kind of the last stage. The DLC is going to be very good at teaching you how to swing. Frankly, I didn't think that the base game did that good of a job. So I'm glad that the DLC is around. But you can take a swing. If you're doing this backward swing where you press S, you can do an S jump, look away from the holds, and actually get much more speed than if you were just doing a regular crampon. Caden, a speedrunner in the server, said that he did this for like 20 hours straight before he was even remotely decent. But yeah, just combining all of these movements together, you're going to be flying up these mountains. So anyways, that's all I have for you today. I don't think that there's much more you need to know. So hopefully you can use this to go bag some peaks. Thanks for watching. I almost forgot. If you actually go into any of the speedruns and watch the movement, you'll see that certain people will spam their pickaxes. You can see this makes you go much higher than if you just do a hand spam, like way higher. You don't need this. Just straight up, you don't need it. However, if you want to know how to do it, when you do that and you swap your hands, you'll see your hands go out. You want to extend your pickaxes swap your hands, but then release your hands before your hands show up. And that's what that looks like. It's really hard to do. But the next thing that you want to do is immediately extend your hands. So combining that, you can do that movement. You don't need it. You don't. But that's what people are doing. You go higher. It's really hard to do, and you don't need it. All right. Okay. Bye for real now.